Hello, welcome to this update for Western Asia. So let's see what's happening. So right now there are some storms in Iraq and Turkey, parts of Syria, and especially some snow in the Caucasus. We have some rain in Turkey too and some snow. So now, as you can see, we do have some showers there and some snow and a storm or two in Iraq, and also some systems in Russia there. And yeah, but in the next few days we have some more systems there, especially around Turkey and the Caucasus and some areas. So uh, as you can see here, there's that system in parts of Eastern Europe there, with that snow in Russia. It will go down and leave that cold front in the Black Sea on Monday, tomorrow, with more snow in the Caucasus and more rain there and snow in northern Turkey. So here can see a little bit better. There's the system there. We will go in the main low pressure system, might go towards Kazakhstan and some areas, shows maybe some storms near the Caspian Sea in Kazakhstan, and some snow in Russia there. Then it goes. This next Wednesday, the 6th, shows more rain and snow in Kazakhstan. This keeps going there, and then it goes into Russia. Still, like on next Wednesday, the 6th, shows one wave of snow in Russia and that bigger system, and shows the cold front from the system extending all the way down to Tajikistan. Next Wednesday, next Thursday, shows it affecting more parts of Kazakhstan and western Mongolia. Next Thursday, the 7th, and then more stuff later. But before we have that, we have now that front in Kazakhstan. Let's see if it appears here. So does show some clouds and some showers in Kazakhstan now. So on the European model, we do have that front there, and it will bring some more snow to parts of central northern Kazakhstan even before that system arrives. So we have that system coming there, and this snow ahead of it, alright, in parts of Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, and in some areas. So be aware. And then this front will keep moving there, show some snow between like Kazakhstan and Russia and northern China and Mongolia. On Tuesday the 5th, the snow extends all the way into northern Russia, shows more there, and it goes there. Maybe this the rest of the front might bring some snow to central and eastern Russia before we get the other system there throughout Kazakhstan and those areas. So let's see a little bit further south. This is now Sunday. We have those storms there. So it does show some heavy rain in northern Iran from those storms. Maybe some snow in the mountains. Today and Monday, the 4th, tomorrow. A storm or two in Syria tomorrow as well. And shows that front in Kazakhstan. Alright, some snow in Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. And Monday, tomorrow, and Tuesday, special Tuesday the 5th, some stuff there. And then we have this next system coming down late on Monday, tomorrow, shows this front coming down into Russia, and shows some heavier snow in the Caucasus and more rain in the Black Sea there at next Monday night, tomorrow night, and shows still a storm or two in Iraq and Iran, and that snow right in Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and some rain in Turkmenistan. And then Tuesday, the 5th, does show still some rain and snow continues in Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, and some rain Uzbekistan. And then we'll keep having that snow in northern Turkey there in Georgia and Azerbaijan. This is already Tuesday, the 5th, shows that snow in Kazakhstan as well, and shows like northern Iran next Wednesday, a little bit heavier rain, and yeah, maybe a storm or two in Saudi Arabia next Wednesday the 6th, and next Thursday in Iraq as well. And yeah, so later, this is next Wednesday, shows more snow and rain continues in Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan next Wednesday the 6th because of that big low pressure system there. So like Wednesday, then it goes still on Thursday the 7th, marginal parts of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, Western Mongolia, and some in Kazakhstan still. So be aware, this continues and then it quiets down by Saturday, the 9th. By Friday night, it should be already more calm in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. But then after that, this model has more snow on Sunday there in Tajikistan and those areas. So be aware, but it's kind of far out still. So be aware. There's the GFS2, and there are three systems to mention here. So there's this one still in Europe with that snow coming. There are those storms now in the Middle East, and this front in Kazakhstan. So there are these three systems. So that front will continue in Russia and Kazakhstan with more snow, and the storms in Iran will continue, and the snow in Turkey. And then this system from Europe will come down, a lot of snow through western Russia, and when this gets into the Caucasus, late tomorrow night into Tuesday, the show starting more snow in northern Turkey and the Caucasus again, and the system still in eastern Kazakhstan and some snow in Kyrgyzstan. This will keep going there. This is Tuesday the 5th, more snow in Georgia, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and those areas, and especially in Kazakhstan, that snow there. This is now the GFS, a different model, shows this continues in Kazakhstan and Russia. Next Wednesday, some heavy rain and snow in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and near northern China, westernmost Mongolia, and Kazakhstan and Russia. And yeah, so be aware, by next Wednesday night, still shows some stuff in the Black Sea, some rain there, and it has like another small system coming from northern Russia there, and into western Kazakhstan next Thursday, the 7th. And then after that, it has even another wave of rain and snow coming from Russia next Friday, the 8th, into western Kazakhstan again. And it has this front next Saturday, the 9th, around Georgia and northern Iran again. So be aware, this next Sunday, the 10th, shows a little bit heavy rain and snow in Tajikistan and those areas. It'll be more calm Friday into Saturday, but the GFS still shows some hints of snow like Friday night into Saturday, and the other systems Sunday there. Then it really shows it calming down in Tajikistan, like on November 12th. So yeah, but this forecast changes all the time, so be aware. There, the thunderstorms from the European model shows the storms in Iraq, some near southern Turkey in some areas, and yeah, there was in Saudi Arabia maybe Tuesday the 5th, and some other days. So be aware. There's the snow, so let's see, just in the next day until tomorrow night, Monday, already shows the snow western Russia there. So be aware, 11 centimeters, 15 centimeters, Belarus and Ukraine too, and already some snow in western Kazakhstan. There's that front ahead of it, some snow in Russia, north central Kazakhstan in the next day or so, and shows more snow for central Russia there, like more than 20 centimeters some areas. So be aware. Shows already in the next day a little bit of snow in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. This is the European model again, northern Afghanistan too, and shows already in the next 30 hours or something, shows more snow northern Iran in some mountains there, southeastern Turkey, northern Turkey, and Georgia, and this front approaching where it has more than 30 centimeters in the western Caucasus. So be aware those areas, and in the next 2 days, already more snow in Georgia and northeastern Turkey. It has more than 54 centimeters, more in the Caucasus, some in Armenia, Azerbaijan, and more there. northern Iran and those areas. Even another spot or two of Iran in the mountains there. So be aware. And then Kazakhstan, the next 2 days, shows more northwestern Kazakhstan and southern Russia because of that system. So be aware that there's southern Russia, especially in Kazakhstan. Shows the next 2 days some more snow in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, even Uzbekistan, and some areas there. So be aware. Now in the next 5 days, that doesn't change much around Turkey, but does show only just 62 centimeters of snow in Georgia, some northern Turkey more in the Caucasus, so still that snow northern Iran there, southeastern Turkey, some mountains of northern Iraq, so be aware. Further south in Iran there, and shows a finger or two northeastern Iran, Turkmenistan, and more throughout Kazakhstan and Russia. Those other waves of snow there throughout Kazakhstan and Russia, especially northern central Kazakhstan, southern Russia, some more snow. But in the mountains of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, really shows a lot, like some 94 centimeters the next 5 days. More northern Afghanistan, northernmost Pakistan as well, and some other parts of Tibet, northernmost India maybe, and shows more there Kyrgyzstan, and some spots between like Kyrgyzstan and southeastern Kazakhstan shows close to 94 96 centimeters of snow, 90 centimeters. So be aware in those higher elevations, some heavier snow from time to time, especially in those days I mentioned below no, before. So be aware shows more from northern China a little bit, and parts of eastern Kazakhstan and Russia there, those mountains right between Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China and Russia. So be aware. And shows a lot across Russia there, central, western Russia, that snow, and central Russia more along those areas. And northern Mongolia might get some western Mongolia, especially in northern Mongolia, and Tibet shows more snow in Tibet, some areas there, Bhutan, especially like northern Nepal, in the Himalayas, in the higher elevations of south central China. So be aware. And shows more there. Doesn't show much eastern Russia, maybe extreme eastern Russia, some snowflakes in other areas, and Japan might have some systems with snow, and southeastern Russia there. So in the next 5 days does show in Japan some 23 centimeters more there. Some other mountains further south into Japan does show a little bit. Northern North Korea, northern China, some snow as well. So be aware. Some areas of Russia are showing a little bit heavier, some 76 centimeters, and yeah, so be aware. There's the GFS too. It has in Tibet, northern Nepal, those areas. It has a lot in Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, western Mongolia, some northern Mongolia, throughout Russia, central Russia especially, but western Russia some more. It has in Turkey, Georgia, uh, northern Iran, in those areas. And it has in eastern Russia a spot of like of more accumulation, close to 117 centimeters of snow. It has in a part of eastern Russia, and easternmost Russia has some snow too, but in northern Japan it has like more snow for parts of northern Japan and central Japan as well. In some mountains, this mainly in the mountains there. The next 5 days, North Korea, some areas, and it has around Turkey and Georgia more there, close to like 4 centimeters or something. So be aware throughout central northern Kazakhstan, southeastern Kazakhstan. So be aware. There's the icon too, shows those same areas: southeastern Russia, northern Japan, northeastern Russia, some more, central Russia, some other parts of western Russia there, and northern Kazakhstan, western Kazakhstan, not southwestern, but like northwestern Kazakhstan, and it has really a lot in parts of Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, close to 121 centimeters in Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, sorry. It shows more than northern Afghanistan, showing more as well. Kyrgyzstan showing more. Northeastern Uzbekistan and some areas of southeastern Kazakhstan. So be aware, some mountainous areas of northern China, and especially between Russia and China there, and western Mongolia and Kazakhstan. So be aware, shows more northern Kazakhstan, those areas. It has some in parts of Iran, southeastern Turkey, but especially in southwestern Georgia and parts of northern Turkey. So be aware those areas. And let's just see like the system here. Maybe for Asia, like here, Japan. So this is the GFS. Shows that system now. Some snow already in eastern Russia, northern South Korea. So be aware there. Then the low pressure system Monday tomorrow will start affecting Japan. It does show more rain for northern Japan, some snow in the higher elevations there, and some rain central Japan there. It does show more snow after Wednesday the 6th in northern Japan, and started showing those mountains of central Japan on Thursday the 7th. So be aware. There's the European model 2, shows that system now in northern China and eastern Russia, that snow there, some in northern North Korea too, and shows that snow tomorrow Monday across northern Japan, and more a little bit heavy rain throughout northern Japan, more rain through central Japan in some areas, and does show as more snow northern Japan and those mountains of central Japan as well. Around Wednesday the 6th, more snow there, and those areas. And later, he has a big tropical surge of moisture, which we will talk about in the tropical update for Asia there. So stick around for that. Let's see here. There's the there's the Canadian Model 2. He also has the system now in northern China and eastern Russia with that snow. Goes into Japan Monday, tomorrow, some rain and snow in the higher mountains. Then it goes there. And then does show some more snow Wednesday with the other system, the mountains of Japan there, and the big tropical one later. So yeah, be aware. There's like China does show here maybe yeah. So let's just see the GFS again. So shows there that snow in Tibet, South Central China, and it has maybe those systems I showed you in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, and those areas, and yeah, and maybe more stuff later. Maybe showing some snow in Tibet around November 13th or something, and more systems. It has a bigger system like northern China and Russia about November 15th or something, and eastern China. And as you see, showing those big typhoons there that we'll talk about in the tropical update. There's the European model too, shows that snow in Tibet there, in the higher mountains of the Himalayas too, and across Russia, Japan, and those areas. Yes, the system in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Western Mongolia, and those areas until like next Saturday. But even later, next Sunday has some more snow in those areas, and then maybe more snow in central China and Tibet on November 12th or something. So be aware those areas. So maybe the rain accumulation from the Europeans. So there's the snow. This also includes snow, I think, but let's just see the rain. It shows like more rain from those storms the next 5 days in Saudi Arabia and Iraq, southern Iraq. Shows in Iran some more. In those highlands there, some more rain, maybe some storms in Iraq. Those storms mainly in eastern Iraq there, and shows northern Iran there a little bit heavier rain along the Caspian Sea. So be aware in those areas. In Azerbaijan, showing a little bit of rain, especially in the south. That in Turkey and Georgia might be mainly snow, but some areas of northern Turkey it will be just rain in the lower elevations. So be aware, some rain and snow there, and shows that rain into western Russia, but that's mainly snow in western Russia, but there might be some rain in the mix too. Shows rain most of Kazakhstan, a drop or two, but especially northern Kazakhstan, and the snow in the mountains there in southeastern Kazakhstan. And then shows across Russia that rain is snow. Most of it is snow in Russia, but there might be a drop or two of rain. It does show a big surge of tropical moisture in the Bay of Bengal into Myanmar and southern China, so be aware, but we will talk about in the tropical update better. And let's see, and the rain in Japan does show from this system tomorrow and later some 35 millimeters, some areas of 32 millimeters, 21 millimeters, so be aware, 28 millimeters from those fronts there. And later, if we do have those typhoons, we might increase a lot for southern Japan. So yeah, and shows more. This is snow, not northeastern Russia there, some snow, and be aware those areas. There's the GFS, it's a little bit different, but it does show those areas of more precipitation there. And there's this interesting map here, like the precipitation type. It does show like in Russia, the white is snow, just mainly snow, show like wet snow in the green, some rain with snow in the yellow. So this forecast changes all the time, but you can get kind of a clear idea here. Shows like some freezing rain in the purple in some spots of the Caucasus, and then it shows the system in Europe there coming to western Russia with that snow and wet snow, and does show more snow in the Caucasus and Turkey Tuesday, like I showed you there, and it does show central Russia some mixed ice and freezing rain there around Tuesday, the 5th in the morning. So be aware there. But I saw some towns there, so be aware. And then later does show those big fronts of snow in Russia, the system Wednesday, northern Kazakhstan, a spot or two of freezing rain, but mainly snow and wet snow. In Tibet, those spots of wet snow. And yeah, so be aware, this goes there, shows those big snow systems throughout Russia uh, throughout this week. Northwestern Russia, some spots of snow and freezing rain around Friday the 8th. And yeah, in more areas even show like northern China, some spots of rain and snow and freezing rain on Saturday the 9th. But this forecast will still change a lot. So yeah, be aware. Even northern Iran shows a spot or two of freezing rain and some snow on like Wednesday, Azerbaijan, and some areas. So be aware, and if you want to like dig deeper or check the updates during the next few days, the link to this site is in the description. So be aware those areas. Now the temperatures are very cold around the Caucasus and Turkey in some areas, something like -1, very cold in the mountains especially. And then let's see throughout the next few days, this front will come down, likely bring a little bit colder air. Those shows some negative temperatures for all the areas of Turkey, especially during the morning hours. And then this is Monday, does show like Tuesday morning, this is some areas of colder temperatures, even central Turkey, north central Turkey, and especially northeastern Turkey in Georgia there, and northern Iran, some spots of 0 degrees, and in the Caucasus like -12, -13 in some areas. And then let's see, there might be a dip of cold air from Russia that show like Tuesday night, the 5th, some temperatures in the Caucasus all the way to -18 degrees, -15 in the high elevations, like some -14, -20. So be aware in those very high elevations. And then shows like this is Wednesday morning. The 6th shows more throughout central Turkey, some negative temperatures, many areas there. Northern Iran, those spots of negative temperatures. And yeah, be aware. And then during the day, it does kind of warm up, especially in southern Turkey, but central Turkey still some coldish temperatures and very cold in the Caucasus, even during the day. And then the next morning on Thursday show like some very cold temperatures in Georgia and in the mountains there. Northern Iran still some active temperatures in some higher spots, and throughout central Turkey, many areas. So be aware, this is still on Friday the 8th, some colder temperatures, and they might continue like this too, even later next week and into next week, colder in some areas there. So be aware. Throughout northwestern Russia and like northern Kazakhstan, now Sunday already shows cold there. Those negative temperatures most of western Russia, and westernmost Russia not much, some like 5 degrees, 2 degrees. Northern Kazakhstan already shows those negative temperatures, but like tonight into tomorrow, show like at 3 a.m. or something, those negative temperatures dig further down into Kazakhstan, so -4, -5. The low pressure is there in Russia with that system. More for northwestern Russia, those colder temperatures, central Russia, not central Russia, but like most of Russia there, except this stretch of above negative temperatures ahead of that front there. So yeah, and so like Monday during the day kind of warms up southern Kazakhstan, close to 22 degrees, but northern Kazakhstan is still cold, some other areas there. And this is Monday the 4th. The show like Monday night until Tuesday comes deeper into Kazakhstan, some colder temperatures through most of western Russia, except some southern areas, but in the Caucasus very cold, and shows like central Russia, those colder temperatures there. Then Tuesday morning, as like Tuesday afternoon, shows central southern Kazakhstan above negative temperatures, but some negative temperatures in northern Kazakhstan still for most of western Russia, those -5, -12, -2. So be aware, some parts of southern Russia too, and westernmost Russia, like with Latvia, a little bit above negative, but just east of that, more negative temperatures. So be aware, and then it might kind of continue like this. This is Wednesday the 6th in the morning, shows northwestern Uzbekistan, so colder temperatures, Kazakhstan, southern Russia, and many areas there. So be aware, and it shows the temperature slightly warm up western Russia on Thursday the 7th, as that cold air moves east, but still cold in most of north central Kazakhstan and central Russia in some areas. And then this goes there, shows like still above freezing in western Russia, a little bit nicer. And then we might have some cold air again, northwestern Russia, like November 10th or something, but western Russia still kind of fine. And then, yeah, and after that, we might have some changes. So be aware. Now, like eastern eastern Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and those areas, they show those colder temperatures, the high elevations of Tajikistan, very cold in the mountains, because in the mountains very high and very cold. So yeah, and but some lower elevations of southwestern Tajikistan are a little bit warmer. Some others Kyrgyzstan, and yeah, so be aware. And then Monday the 4th show like still some negative temperatures in the mountains, and yeah, Kyrgyzstan, especially except in the lower elevations, there'll be some above negative temperatures. But like Wednesday the 6th, they show colder in eastern Tajikistan and the mountains of northern China too, and Kyrgyzstan, and those tiny spots of southeastern Kazakhstan in the mountains. And then it shows like this is Wednesday night, shows that colder air mass in Kazakhstan there, and slightly tries to approach Kyrgyzstan in those areas. And Thursday morning shows those colder temperatures Uzbekistan, parts of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, but it's very mountainous there, so you're very used to these cold temperatures like all the time. But just be aware, like the colder days, especially like showing some colder temperatures like November 8th next Friday, some -18 in the higher elevations there, and into western China, those areas Kyrgyzstan, and not areas throughout northern China, most of southeastern Kazakhstan in the higher elevations, and like I showed you before, central northern Kazakhstan. So be aware, and later we might have some more fluctuations, but the European models are showing next Saturday the 9th close to minus 24 degrees in the very high peaks of Tajikistan there, and Kyrgyzstan showing some very cold temperatures too, and especially there like southern Russia and western Mongolia, some minus 27, minus 24, easternmost Kazakhstan. So be aware next Saturday the 9th, and this might continue fluctuating, especially like very far out on November 11th. Does show those colder temperatures in Tajikistan, Tibet, Kyrgyzstan, and those areas. But yeah, and this is just one model. Some other models might have a different, like the GFS has a little bit different, but also has very cold there. There's the icon too, shows very very similar, but might have some differences. So yeah, be aware. And now, like in Mongolia and northern China, we have those colder temperatures there, especially northeastern China and some areas of most of Mongolia already shows negative temperatures. Southernmost Mongolia a little bit warmer, but most of Mongolia those cold temperatures, and like during the night and early morning, like tonight shows those minus 17, minus 16, minus 8 in some areas. Northernmost China very cold, and all the way down to like north central China in some areas, and a little bit warmer between Tibet and that cold from the north, but still cold, 0 1 degree in those areas, and show like southern Russia those cold negative temperatures too. This is just tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, the short a little bit warmer southern Mongolia, some parts of China, but still generally cold. The Monday night shows still those negative temperatures throughout most of northern China, North Korea, and Mongolia. There, those colder temperatures. They're like Monday, in the afternoon does warm up a very tiny little bit, but still very cold. And yeah, this kind of fluctuates during the days, but still like cold in northern China, most of Mongolia, like almost every day. There might be some days ahead of cold fronts, it might be a little bit warmer, but generally very cold in those areas. And that shows some days like uh, all the way to like minus 26 in central Mongolia, or like November 9th in some areas. So be aware. And yeah, and this just like the temperature estimation. There are also the wind chills. They're like the feels like temperatures that in those cold areas the wind chills are usually colder than the actual temperatures. So uh, be aware of that too. It might feel colder than it actually is. And be aware in all those areas of frost in the plants and crops and everything. Some very cold areas like Russia are very used to that, but when this cold comes further south, be aware. Now for like central eastern Russia, there are those very cold temperatures like minus 31 Celsius, minus 26, many areas of eastern Russia, and yeah, so be aware some minus 12, minus 14, and there are some towns there in those areas like minus 30, minus 27, minus 28. So yeah, I think you're used to it, but just stay warm, be aware. Did this like today Sunday. Some days are a little bit less in an area too, but like very low difference. But very cold north eastern Russia there. And it's like Monday, the 4th, Monday night does show some areas all the way to minus 31 degrees, a big area of purple there, minus 27, minus 24. So be aware of the cold. Much of eastern Russia and southeastern Russia near China, cold as well, and some areas a little bit further south, those minus 21, those areas. And then I did this Monday, Tuesday, still very cold in eastern Russia, and yeah, central Russia, those cold temperatures too, and some spots a little bit less, like 1 degree in a spot or two, very occasionally, but very cold, and yeah, and this like next Thursday the 7th shows like minus 34 degrees Celsius in some areas there, minus 31, so very cold. Be aware. And next Thursday, next Friday, so yeah, it remains very cold. Might get a little bit colder central Russia, like minus 26 next Saturday, and yeah, especially next Sunday the 7th, but yeah, generally decent, continues very cold in eastern Russia, but it does show this area of very cold air, it kind of spins in central Russia, like that area of minus 10 on Monday the 11th goes all the way down to minus 24th to minus 26 degrees on Tuesday the 12th, because it shows like that area of very cold air spinning there in central Russia, so be aware of those very cold temperatures and the temperature fluctuations. So yeah, and here let's see if there's something else. The rain and the spots of freezing rain potential and the snow, I showed you before, so be aware. Now maybe the wind gusts, parts of uh, Russia there. I showed you the European video before, those stronger winds through Western Russia because of that system. Does show through Western Russia there, Ukraine, those stronger gusts, and then to southern Russia and the Caucasus, especially when this arrives in the Caucasus, does show those areas of very high wind gusts and parts of the Caucasus there, more than 89, the other to 100 km power gusts, and then northern Iran as some gusty winds in some higher elevations. So be aware in the Caspian Sea, a little bit more turbulent tomorrow month in the Black Sea. So be aware. Then Tuesday the 9th does show this system getting like bigger and some very strong winds through the Caspian Sea, southwestern Kazakhstan, western Turkmenistan, and many areas of northern Iran there, the mountains, northeastern Iran as well, central Iran, especially northern Iran, those highlands, and like southern Russia and Azerbaijan, very strong gusts there. So be aware in Armenia, northeastern Turkey, and Georgia. So be aware that this is Tuesday. Some strong winds moving to Kazakhstan on Wednesday the 6th. So be aware in Kazakhstan. Those are windy conditions, and if there's wind and snow, might generate some lower visibility and like blizzard conditions. There's both at the same time, so be mindful of that as well. Then it goes there. Still some strong winds on Thursday the 7th, central Kazakhstan there, into eastern Kazakhstan, those mountains of western China, some stronger gusts, like southernmost Russia, between Kazakhstan and Russia and Mongolia. So be aware. Next Thursday, the 7th, this goes there. Still some gusty winds south central Russia, and yeah. So be aware. And further south, does show like Tuesday the 5th, as strong wind or two in Tajikistan there, and in Kyrgyzstan, and then shows especially like next Wednesday the 6th, some stronger gusts in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and a part or two southeastern Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. So be aware, some mountains of southeastern Kazakhstan next Wednesday, and next Thursday still shows those stronger winds westernmost China, Tajikistan, and those areas, and this goes there. So, especially in Tibet, next Friday the 8th, some stronger gusts there. Shows like some spots in northern China, some high elevations, so some strong gusts, and like yeah, near western China in Kyrgyzstan next Friday the 8th. Windier along most of the high elevations of Tibet, even near western Afghanistan. So be aware, this goes shows maybe into Mongolia next Saturday, the 9th, especially next later next Saturday there. Eastern Kazakhstan is also showing some gusty winds next Saturday, and it has this new system in Russia, like a big line of stronger winds throughout western Russia, central Russia, just north of Kazakhstan next Saturday the 9th. The European model has this digging down to Kazakhstan next Sunday the 10th, and like southern Russia and some other areas there. So be aware, it has another system northern China next Sunday the 10th, with some stronger winds, and then yeah, and later next Monday we might have some periods of stronger winds into Tibet, and we have more systems later. So be aware those areas there. And then in like Russia and Japan, there's a low pressure system. Might be some higher seas and some gusty winds near northern Japan there. Monday, tomorrow, in the next few hours, show like some 68 km per gusts, more there, close to 70 in some areas. This goes there, some minus further north, some higher winds too, windy across the seas in some other areas. This goes there and shows, yeah, this goes into the Pacific to bring more windy trouble to Alaska later. So yeah, and this goes, I showed you those other systems, so be aware. Shows like in Japan that the other system might bring some gusty winds nearby, especially in the ocean next Wednesday the 6th in a spot or two. So yeah, be aware those areas. And this mainly it. Be aware of the snow, the cold, and the wind and everything. So here there's an interesting thing, like this is the snowfall probabilities from the GFS models, shows probably snow falling in Tibet today and Monday, in eastern Russia there, not northern China, shows those seasons later next week in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, more snowfall probabilities later, and yeah, this